You want to be a normal teenager. I got news for you.
Hey, welcome to my channel. Every human being to some degree takes for granted their loved ones, those who are present in their lives. But appreciating the fragility of who you have, and for the brief time you may have them, is difficult to consider when you're a teenager trying to live your life and discover your place in the world. The unique dynamics of Suncoast, coming of age meets the contemplation about death, a gentle, small-scale human drama from writer-director Laura Chin, are sensitively rendered in her imperfect but touching feature-length debut. Life in mid-bloom, looming grief, and the purgatory of waiting are all explored in what is clearly an autobiographical drama. You can't invent these scenarios if you haven't lived through them, and given the emotional anguishes within, unimaginable to consider. It's hard not to have great sympathy for the characters in this tender little tale, even when it's a little formulaic and thin. They're party digs. Still, surprisingly, they eventually display greater character and understanding than expected when Christine comes home, discovers their partying schemes, and *T hits the fan. Plot-wise, Suncoast isn't remarkable, and neither is the screenplay, which flirts with convention and platitudes throughout. In some regards, it resembles a feel-good Little Miss Sunshine-like drama that's less entertaining due to its darker subject matter. Yet each storyline is affecting thanks to the performances and a simple, unobtrusive, if tentative direction that lets them shine. Linny's irritable character is so multidimensional. Cruel and insensitive to her daughter, she's also a mother who's led an entire thankless life, either caring for her invalid son and waiting for him to die while never for 1 second wanting to let go. Her grief is a grueling, protracted holding pattern, and you feel the weight of her complicated and despairing limbo. Parker, too, is an equally divided character, grappling with familial duties, resenting her mother and ill brother for robbing her of a proper childhood, finally showing signs of unadulterated happiness when her social life finally brings her true delight, but still struggling with all the ways she hasn't come to terms with her siblings' impending passing. Harrelson's is more of a stereotypical comic relief and wisdom delivery system tool. Still, his sweet, affable mien and relaxed performance make what might be banal on paper feel genuinely kind-hearted. This feeling arguably applies to a lot of Suncoast. It's not the most sophisticated Indian document, and the script will leave you lacking, but the feels and the vibes may produce tears thanks to the honest and vulnerably layered performances, Parker especially being an emotional standout for the audience's sense of identification. As the kids say, Suncoast might appear superficially mid for viewers craving something edgier. And to be fair, Suncoast won't be for that audience. It can sometimes feel a little slight. But it also has a sincerity and depth of feeling that shouldn't be overlooked. Parker, Linny, and Harrelson are all doing simple, effective work in the drama, with the young star clearly on her way to a bright future. If Suncoast ultimately lacks major insights, it is hard to argue that it at least combats its slenderness with a poignant sense of empathy and compassion for draining emotional hardships. Some grin and bear it, some are overcome by it, and some, if lucky, eventually find a way to live past and through it,